Hey everybody, SoCal Forest Ninjas here. Just want to touch base on a couple of things. Um, First off, this Saturday I'll be going back to get my trail cam that I misplaced. Um, Thanks to Deb Woods and Lady in the Woods and rewatching my videos to figure out what I did. Uh, Came to what's a really logical explanation, at least for myself, is that I was zapped. Um, and that's why I couldn't locate my 360 cam, is that a whole little section of my memory had just gone away, and I had to rewatch my own videos to figure out what I did and where I went, and it came back to me in little bits and pieces. But I now know exactly where it is. I know exactly where I put it, and this Saturday I'll be going back up to check on it. When I was out looking for it, and I was going to get the first cam, my static cam, I was down in a canyon, and I can hear the thumping off to my right, just out of my peripheral vision. It didn't sound like a drum. It didn't sound like music or anything like that. It sounded like very, very, very heavy footfalls. And it wasn't in a rhythm pattern or anything. It was just thump, 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 thump. It was, and it stayed out of my peripheral vision off to my right shoulder. I did hear it. The camera did not pick it up, but I was well aware of it, and it seemed to stay with me all the way down the canyon until I got my camera, and then I headed back up. Now, when I was heading down the canyon off to my left shoulder, in the same, just out of my peripheral vision on the ridge, crunching, something walking and stepping on branches, snap, crunch, snap. So I believe there was one on each side of me on the ridges as I was down in the canyon, and they were paralleling me. I believe they zapped me, and they didn't want me in that area where I had put the 360 cam, which is good. It makes me feel that I put it in a good spot. But at the same time, they could have messed with it and destroyed it or did whatever they wanted to do to it. So it would have been out there for a month tomorrow. And then, so it'll probably be out there maybe 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, when I go get it on Saturday. I hope it's still there. Pretty sure I put it in a good location. There's that trail I was walking on, that wasn't a human trail. Those weren't human trails. There was no boot prints, there were no shoe treads, there were no nothing. It was just, I mean, where I put the 360 cam, that trail had hundreds of footprints that I didn't even film because there was no definition. The dirt there is like sand. All you can see is just huge marks where something had stepped, but there are no toes or no definition, so I didn't even bother to film any of it. But they were all different sizes, all over the place. So I'll be excited to get back out there and see if it's still there or what's going on. Also, if you didn't catch Colorado Bigfoot's live stream yesterday with Kelly and the Raw, I highly, highly recommend watching both of them. They were very, very, very interesting. Kelly and Mark make an excellent team. They just feeding off of each other's energy, and Kelly's reactions were priceless. I don't know if you know about Kelly in Raw, but she possesses a very unique set of skills. that could potentially help this field of research immensely. I'm not going to do any spoilers. You're going to have to watch them for yourself. But she is going to change the game in this research. I will elaborate on her skill set a little bit, but without spoiling it. But that's only to lead up to my experience. She says they are dimensional beings, and that they can come in and out of the dimension, that the fourth dimension is here on Earth, and they can just step into it and hide, and then step out when they want to. So with that being said, I've also heard it was a 2-hour long video of this gentleman who says he speaks to them, and that they are dimensional beings, and that he could talk to them in his bedroom, that he gets woken up at 3 in the morning, looks up, and there's 3 of them standing at the end of his bed. You know, he talks to them all the time. He says anybody can talk to them anytime, any place, anywhere. Well, I did a little experiment of my own. I had something with the color blue. I don't know what it is, but I had a little blue rock, this color, but it was clear. A little rock about the size of a quarter. And I put it out here on a tree that I have a little piece of wood stuck in. Right here. There's a green one there now, but there was a blue one just like that. It sat there for months, but when I put it there, I held it in my hand, and I told, hey, Bigfoot Sasquatch, I'm leaving you a gift right here. The only thing I ask is that you protect the people and the animals on this property from any kind of harm or negative energy. And I put it there, and I left it there, sat there for months. Came out one morning with my coffee. It was gone. Completely gone. Can't find it. Looked for 2.5, 3 hours. Can't find it anywhere. My mother-in-law said she saw a squirrel out there eating nuts and burying nuts in the plants. I checked the plants to see if it had taken it and buried it. Can't find it. It's gone. So prior to that, I was actually out feeding my rabbit, whose hutch is literally right next to that tree. And I got this guttural growl. I've never heard a growl like that. I mean, I've heard coyotes howl, I've heard coyotes growl, I've heard dogs growl, I've heard bears, I've heard elk, I've heard deer. This was none of it. And it's not something I heard in my ears. It was in my head. I can't explain that. It was a growl in my head. It literally put a chill up my spine. All the hair on my body stood up on end. I dropped the bowl of food and took like 3 steps back and started looking at the tree. There was nothing there. I looked over the fence into the neighbor's yard. Nothing there. I looked over the other neighbors. Nothing there. It was in my head. It was the weirdest experience I have ever had. But shortly after that, that rock disappeared. And I replaced it with a green one. Also, out here, after I did that, I sitting on a deck. And occasionally, I'll get the feeling that something walked across the deck. You could feel footsteps. Something heavy. But I'm the only one out here. My dogs aren't even out here. My dogs couldn't even move this deck. I mean, they weigh 20 pounds or less. I feel it all the time. I'll feel something walk across the deck. I'll feel the deck move. I'll feel, the footsteps. I can't explain it. I'm in the middle of the freaking city in LA County. I don't, you know. So maybe there's something to this whole dimensional thing. Um, I don't know. But hopefully Kelly and the Raw can get us some answers, because she can apparently talk to them. And I highly suggest going to Colorado Bigfoot's live stream, and also Kelly and the Raw's live stream, and you have to watch both of them all the way through. Highly recommended. I think the research game in this field has gone to another level, and she's going to be a big part in this research, and I think we might start getting some answers. So, yeah, there you go. Couldn't find my camera because I got zapped. The rock, the growl in my own backyard that I can't explain. I I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. Um, Colorado Bigfoot, Kelly and the Ross live streams, absolutely incredible and amazing. I highly recommend it. Um, Thank you to Deb Woods and Lady in the Woods and Ken and all these people who have helped me piece together my dilemma on the camera and help keep me grounded and positive. And I was really bummed. I was really bummed I couldn't find that camera. But now that I've kind of pieced it together, and I kind of know why I couldn't find that camera, I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. I'm pretty positive that it's still going to be there. As for what's on it, who knows? Who knows? It's a 360 cam. So I know these things like to sneak up behind the cameras and mess with them. Well, you can't on this one. You can't sneak up on it from any angle. It's gonna get you. I don't know. We'll find out. So I'm pretty positive I put it in a good spot. I'm pretty positive that it's still gonna be there. So I'm gonna check on the stacks of bought firewood that I rearranged to see if those changed. I'm gonna look at the sticks and the rocks next to the picnic bench where we parked that weren't there Saturday, but were there on Sunday when I went to get the cameras. So something new, exactly what I was doing. They paralleled me down that canyon. They were on the ridges, and they didn't want me going back to where I put the 360 cam. That's bottom line. They didn't want me there that day. For what reason, I don't know, but they didn't want me there, and they made sure I wasn't going to get there. So, but it all makes sense to me now, and I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to get back out there and see if anything had changed, and see if my camera's still there. So just wanted to touch base on a few things and let everyone know. Aside from my truck windows getting smashed out with a hammer, I don't know. I'm being pretty positive about this weekend, and hoping to get my truck glass fixed real soon so I don't have to keep walking to work. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deb Woods. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Lady in the Woods. Thank you, Colorado Bigfoot. Thank you, Kelly in the Raw. Just thank you, all of my subscribers. All of my subscribers. I greatly appreciate you subscribing and liking my videos. I greatly appreciate all of your wonderful comments and your positive outlook on everything and helping me to piece everything together. So, there we are. Here I am. I'm going to keep going and on to some new adventures. And I'm glad every single one of you can be there to see them. So, we're going to keep squatching on, and I'm going to keep trucking. So, I think the next time you'll see me, I will be leaving the picnic bench after I check the sticks and rocks that were left against the tree. And I'm going to be going out and finding my camera. So, thank you to all of you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment. Don't forget, I have the email address, SoCalForestNinjas@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to contact me through there if you have a sighting report, if you have found footprints somewhere, if you have a story to tell. Right, you submit it to me in a story fashion. I'll read it on the channel. I'm open to anything. If you have theories, whatever you have, I'm available through that email. So, SoCalForestNinjas@gmail.com. I'm there. I'm usually pretty good about getting back to you within a day or so. I'm working 6 days a week now, so, but I do get back to people very quickly. So, there you have it. Thank you all for joining me on my adventures. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel. And, again, make sure you get the like and subscribe and share and leave comments. So, I will see you this Saturday morning. So, happy hunting.